This is a Frithsden vineyard in Hemel. You can't believe it. It's not Kent, it's not northern France, but it's a vineyard yet. And they have grapes here. I came here just to see the grapes. And you can come here if you can drink. If you are not driving, you can come and taste the wine if you like. But this is it. Frithsden Vineyard in Hemel. Look at the soil. That's chalk and flint. Of course, we are now on a kind of river terrace. And yeah, Rondo. The variety of the grape. These are black grapes. As you see, they have yet time to develop. They look very meaty. It means they have lots of flesh. They are behind ours. These ones look a little bit ripe. Rondo grape is a black grape. I wonder, is it sweet? It looks soft when I touch it. Oh, they're not actually as sour as ours yet. They are kind of sweet first, then a little bit sour, but they're juicy. But no aroma or really specific taste. The skin is a bit, yeah, medium to thick. Again, Rondo. Rows of Rondo. Again, Rondo. As you see, the soil has lots of flints, means the bedrock here is chalk. The flints are not completely rounded, but they are broken. So some kind of river terrace or top of the chalk. As you see, the hill is a hilly landscape. So when you compare it, this is on the hill. It rises. So from here to that side is about 2 meter, 2.5 meter height difference. Again, Rondo. And the trail goes. Oh, beautiful foliage when they go out of green, probably with lack of water or something, or we called the trees here are higher, they're in shadow here. Further down the line they look green, so that means the lack of water or a little bit coldness causes this kind of reddening. You see that in all kind of trees, all kind of vegetables. They go red when there is no water, not much water, or not much sunlight. And that's the end of the Rondo. What you see here is Solaris. $25 in this lane. Or is it 25? Yeah, you have to count it anyway. Solaris. How is the Solaris? I go a little bit deeper in the vineyard just to go somewhere that the sun has shone. Okay, I see a typical Solaris here. Okay, this one is actually more in the open. So I taste one of these. This is the grape variety Solaris. The shape of it is like this. Smallish. Yeah, the skin quite thick. It has a relatively large stone for such a small grape, and the fact is that the leaves also look thick. Not anything like the Phoenix that I have. Phoenix is much tenderer, and the taste of it was sour. Again, we are in the Solaris region. Okay, this is a shorter trail if you want to just go that way, but I prefer to continue to see what is the rest of the trees here. Again, S, I suppose that means Solaris. That's the shape of and the color of the fruit when it is ripe. It goes yellowish kind of. Solaris, family tree. It's made of the several Seyval Blanc, Rising, and Pinot Grigio or Grigio, and Zaria Severa and Muscat Autumnal. This is a variety coming from cross between them. Solaris. And again, we are now walking the Solaris area. Again, we are in the Solaris. And Susan, is it? I suppose that is continuing, huh? Is it going that way?
For a little while.
Oh, okay, so because I know that they must have something like a Phoenix that we have, or Phoenix, the variety of the grape that we have, they have it here. I know from the website that they have 3 varieties mainly as for making their produce, wine. But one of them is actually the one that we have. And I'm looking, yeah, Phoenix. That looks like a Phoenix, proper Phoenix. More tender leaves than those ones. We can make a good dolme out of that, Persian dolme. Ours, I think, is a bit ahead of that. Regarding, of course, these are in the shadow, probably I have to go a little bit further down just to see what is it. Okay, Phoenix, the fruit as it looks, is made of 2 cross between several varieties of the grape. That is Bacchus and Seyval Blanc. Bacchus is made of Sylvaner and Riesling and Müller Thurgau, which is in turn is from the Riesling and Madeleine Royal. So interesting. And this is the variety I have. I have about, I think, 6 or 7 varieties of grape, and one of them is here. So I noticed that the Phoenix is the easiest to grow actually. And it gives you fruit starting from the first year. So I'm going to taste one of these. Mine is in shadow, yet they're ahead of this. And let me taste this one. I picked one from here. Oh, sour. Pleasant sour, of course. You can use it in your cooking. You know, if you want to use lime, why not use this? Actually, in Persian, they call it gure. Gure means sour berry of a wine. So you can use the leaf, you can use them when they're sour in food for making the acid in the food, make it sour if you like that. And you can use also when it is ripe, and you can eat it fresh, or you can make wine if you like that. Beautiful place. I think Phoenix is more prolific than the others. Look at the canopy they have made. Is it because they're older? I don't know. But look, definitely they look more leafy and more fruity. The fruits are more, and the size of the bunches are also bigger. I'm really getting excited about this. They're really definitely the grape wine to go for. So they have 3 distinct sites for this grape vineyard. grape orchard, you can call it. Oh, storm has damaged here, or tractor has hit it. We don't know. Somebody was too drunk. And that's the start of the wine trail. So wine trail in the Frithsden vines or vineyard. So we are going that way now. These are all phonics, and you see these are younger ones, so that's a good idea actually, to let the vine, the grape, go like that, hanging on that thing. But if you have the land, I don't have that much land, so I have to train them against the wall and the fences at the margin of the allotment, where in the center we have apples and other fruits, proper trees. So these can grow, a kind of climber you can call them. They can grow on the hedges and the walls, where other fruits will not actually do well like that. But look at the shape of the leaves. They're more tender, they're much better. This is Phoenix or Phonix grape vine. And yeah, they have another variety of grape here, which is quite small. It must be a kind of late variety, this one. But these are different probably to the, they look different. The leaves are smaller than the Phonix. Interesting. And look at the distance between the trees. I think mine is a little bit even farther than that. These are just about a meter or 3 feet or 4 foot different. Mine is about 1.5 meters apart. So I think that my grape vine was really better positioned. Look at the size of this leaf, is huge. But that is the way. You put poles, you draw lines, wire lines, and then train the grape vine over it. So actually under it is open, as you can see. So the air flows. And of course, I have to ask them how they manage with to kill the weeds. There is no weed here. There's not much weed here. So do they use weed killer? You have to ask them. Oh, you see, this is a better view, vantage point or vintage vantage point. You can see from the top. And the wine making equipment, those are the things that are the barrels they fill with the wine thingy juice. Of course, that is when they are ready in autumn. You can extract the juice of the wine at this stage when they're small and they're sour. Use it as a kind of, instead of the lemon juice. Lemon is difficult outdoors to grow in England, so you can have it instead with this. And we call it abroure. Abroure means the juice of roure. Roure is this stage of the grape. Abroure means water of roure. So you can use it in food instead of the lemon juice. Beautiful landscape. And today is the, is it 22nd? Yes. Yeah, 22nd of the August. And they have a line to divide the things. And this looks like a elder. Is he elder? Elder and other things also. This one is elder. And those ones I'm not sure. You can use also, you know, if you have a big land and you want to use as a hedge, you can use even some varieties of the plum for hedging. I think this one is the one which was called Solaris. And you see, as you see, the leaves are different, they're paler, they're thicker. The grapes are a little bit ahead of those Phonix ones. And I told that, as I told that, a little bit, yeah, kind of sour yet. Slightly sweeter than the phonics at this stage, but anyway, that's the way it is. Ooh, wire. That's a health and safety hazard.
Yes, it is.
They should have marked that. People can trip over that. Okay. And the rows of the wine, grape wines go. As you see, Solaris is not as prolific as the phonics. Probably these are younger. One reason. I think these ones are 3 or 4 years old. They're not many. They're not older than ours. The same age probably. No. Oh, I can tell. Okay, that's 1 year, that's 2 year, 3 year. This is 3 years old. You see 3 stages of growth there. 1, 2, 3. I have to ask them, is this Solaris is less prolific than the phonics or no? It's just because they are younger. So that's interesting. And probably because of that reason they are not really hanging down. Okay, this one is the first one, Roma, or whatever it was. Oh, that's the Solaris. That was something else. Oh, I forgot. Anyway. You want to see it? I mean, it's up to you. I'm just suggesting. Okay. This is a beautiful day. There's a nice way of seeing things, and I just put this on the end. Frithsden Vineyard near Hemel Hempstead. 22nd of August 2015, as you see. Beautiful landscape. Mainly for the winemaking, they have 3 varieties of the wine. Solaris, phonics, which I have also, is a good variety. Most of them, these are adapted for the colder climate. So the Phoenix I know is from Germany, and the other one has parentage from Austria and Germany or something like that. And as you see, it's commercially viable for them to actually have a vineyard and do their own thing. But at the same time, it's a place that people come for fun. It's a kind of, tourist attraction. They come here to taste wine, they will have a meal, they buy something from the shop, and they're not bad at all. I may make individual videos about the wines, about the grapes and the taste of the individual berries of the grapes. So at the moment, I'm just hungry. We are going for having a meal. Slide here at the Frithsden Vineyard in Hemel Hempstead. Today is the Saturday 22nd, I think, of August 2015. We have now reached the end part of the vineyard, and I found this patch. This patch has something really black, brownish, full of seeds, and the seed looks like seeds of a grape. Beautiful thing for a wallpaper. Computer wallpaper. But that is the pith of making wine, the waste product of squeezing the things for the wine. It must be a little bit acidic or sugary, so they have planted it, dumped it here, just to let them rot. Interesting. We are now in the Frithsden Vineyard in Hemel Hempstead. It's 22nd of August 2015. It's Saturday, around 5 o'clock. What is interesting is that I noticed that the trees, the rows of the grape vine are on the slope, okay? The sun is shining them at the angle of whatever is the latitude plus the angle of the land. Latitude, I mean the way. Latitude minus 180s, minus the 23.5 or whatever is the days angle from the celestial equator. Okay, we can calculate, it's easy. I know how to do it. What I wanted to say is that I noticed they don't water here. I didn't see any underground watering system. So I suppose those are rolls of the paper. I don't know what they are for, probably weed killer or pest control or something. But they're not pipe, definitely, those things you see. What I noticed is that, yes, there is no underground watering system. So I suppose they just keep them watered by the nature. How they do it, the rain comes and just gives them. But we had 4 or 5 months of the non-stop sunshine from the March to July, middle of the July, and yet they could afford to have no watering system. I wonder, do they water them? This is the question I want to ask. Beautiful. August 22nd, 2015, Saturday. We are in the Frithsden Vineyard in north of the Hertfordshire, or northwest of the Hertfordshire, near Hemel Hempstead. And this vineyard is beautiful. It's on a slope, and I've noticed a lot of points. Of course, you cannot talk about all the things. I'm talking based on what I understand. What I noticed is that they have these piles of the ash everywhere, and that is interesting because the ash is made of the twigs and woods of the nearby trees, which is grapevine. So I suppose they burned the deceased grapevines directly on here. You see, so this row, the end of it is missing, which is at a slope. As you see, this is sloping downward like that. This is south. It's now about 4:30. Of course, that means 3:30 summertime. Real time is 3:30. So that, if that is the sun at now, the south must be that way. So actually, this south-facing way exactly is the row of the trees, grapevines, and this is on the slope also. They're lucky enough that this slope is toward the south. So they planted the grapevines in that way. So half the day they will receive from this side the sunshine, and half the day they will receive from that side. That is the best way to have a vineyard or vineyard. And they have it now. And opposite side, that is not good for having a vineyard, because if we receive less sunlight, because this is at an angle away from the sun, this side is toward the sun, so practically the sun is shining to at this maximum shining with the angle that it has based on the latitude that it has from the equator, plus the angle of the land. This land is angled, I think, is about 10 to 15 degrees, which is relatively speaking, is not gentle, it's not very steep, but it is an angle. And this is perfect for growing such a sun-loving and demanding crop like grape wine. Vineyard. As you see, this is the variety of the grape, and these rows are Phoenix or Phoenix. I have that one, and it shows the parentage of this. What's kind of cross is in between what varieties. So you see here, and this is the part of the vineyard that is the third variety of the grape wine that they grow in this region. They make also, of course, this. They grow it for mainly for selling as a for making wine. So, row after row of trees. I've seen that it was written here 25. It means that probably in each row they have 25 trees. It looks more than that, but anyway, that's something to remember. I'm going now to taste this Phoenix, just to see. I have it in my allotment. I don't need to buy it. I bought the other two varieties, Rondo and Solaris. Rondo is the dark one, and the Solaris is the green one. And I was told that the Solaris is the earliest you can get. So now we are going now to have a tasting of the Phoenix. Okay. Phoenix is a little bit later than all the others. So, yeah, quite sour, but interesting sour because you can use it actually adding to food instead of using lime juice. Interesting. As this is says is later than the both Rondo and the Solaris. Interesting trees on a beautiful day on a slope. This is very essential. This is in the slope. This is the vineyard map of the England and Wales. And that interesting thing for me is not the wine itself. I don't drink, so that's not the thing that I'm interested. For me it is interesting the vineyards that actually are open to the public. And on this map they are marked by this red symbol of the grapevine. And I like to go and see the vineyard. That's amazing for me. In the latitude of Britain, London is at least 51 degrees north of the equator, and yet we can have at this climate, because of the change of the climate, we are warm enough to actually have some vineyards. And interesting enough, I have been into this vineyard today, Frithsden Vineyard near the Hemel Hempstead. There are many other ones, even as far as the Shropshire, north of Wales, and near the Leeds. So it will be interesting to go and see some of these vineyards. And I'm really feeling lucky that I have found this map in the Frithsden Vineyard near Hemel Hempstead. Very informative map. It gives the details based on the numbers that is here. We give you a number, and you can look in for that number in this index. There are email addresses and the websites and Facebook and Twitter account addresses, so you can just go and find where they are, when they're open, if they have accommodation, if they have restaurant. If you are drinking, you drink wine, you can go there and just enjoy. Or you can have a bed in some of them, restaurant, shop, and when the wine will be available, and advertisers shown on reverse. So there is on the reverse of this map, there are also advertisements for these vineyards. So very informative map, and I'm really feeling happy that I found this one. We live into an age and time in 2015. Because of the global warming, now England can produce its own grape and vineyards and produce wine from them. Something that in the past was only possible in some parts of Kent, which is here, or beyond that in France. And now, thanks to the global warming, we are having it in England and even Wales, up north, up to the Leeds and York. Amazing.